Just a few thoughts about Confederacy Part 5. The beautiful city of Charleston, South Carolina is mentioned in this portion, and the author kind of goes out of his way to talk about the beauty of the city. I've never been to Charleston. I'd like to go to Charleston and go to Fort Sumter in the museum there. And of course I know Charleston is a beautiful city because I've talked to quite a few people that have been there. In fact, my wife spent some time in Charleston, South Carolina. In Part 5 of the Confederacy, it mentions Anderson and the fort at Sumter. I probably mentioned this in one of the other comments, but I'm going to mention it again. One of the amazing things, no one lost their life in the bombardment of Fort Sumter. And when Anderson gave up the fort, there was a lot of pomp and circumstance surrounding that, because General Beauregard respected him as an officer and gave him the authority to take down his colors in all the pomp and circumstance that the military would use during that time. You know, the Civil War, it was almost like friends warring with each other, because some of the ideology between the two factions was the only thing that separated them. They really didn't dislike each other. And of course, a lot of these leaders, the officers of the North and the South, had been classmates at West Point and were graduates of West Point, as General Beauregard was. So anyway, no one lost their life at Fort Sumter. Anderson surrendered the fort in Part 5 and was allowed to do pomp and circumstance. And you know, I would like to find some news articles, and I'm sure there are some out there, and if I can find them, I'm going to try to place them on my YouTube site, about some of the things that occurred when Anderson and his men vacated Fort Sumter, because they would have had to have some kind of conveyance and provisions. And I know that the pomp and circumstance and the chivalry among the military, that none of those guys were mistreated or anything like that. But there's a story there that I don't know anything about right now, but I would like to find out. So if I find some old manuscripts that are out of copyright, I'll place them on my YouTube site. And if there's anyone out there listening to this video, or who has followed the videos that I have done, if you have some information about Anderson that you could contribute as a response with a video, I would appreciate it if you would send it to us. Well, that's all for now. Thank you very much for listening. Have a good day. See you. Bye.